Happy Thursday, September 21st. This is, I think this is either the last day of summer or the first day of autumn. I know autumn starts at the end of this week. So, happy either last day of summer or first day of autumn, whichever you prefer. Maybe you're grieving because summer's over. Maybe you're like me. Autumn is my favorite season of the year. As we jump in and get going here, got a lot to talk about. I'm going to share something that happened exciting in my life this past weekend. But what is your favorite thing about the fall? That whether it's the leaves, football, pumpkin spice, and all things nice. What is your favorite thing about the fall? Pop it there in the comments. Would love to hear what you think it is. I think my favorite thing is the cool weather, hands down. It's when the weather shifts and goes cool. I love it. Fireplace, having a fire out in the patio is another thing that we kind of get back into that rhythm. I love football. I love, fall is my favorite. Anyway, speaking of fall, look what happened last weekend. There you go. This is a first for me, making a transition in life. That is my this is a phone taking the picture from our phone. This isn't the official wedding photos yet, but last Sunday, that is my oldest son right there in the middle with my daughter-in-law, his bride, his wife, Brianna, my son, Luke, and then you'll see my other son and two daughters and my wife there in that picture. Super fun. That was last weekend. Super excited about that. People have asked, how was it? I say, well, one of the really cool things that I'll share about the weekend, I'm still kind of, how is it? It's still kind of surreal. I'll say that. But last weekend, it rained. That was Sunday. It rained and it rained and it rained. And we needed the rain, so didn't want to complain. But at the same time, like, why today? Well, here's the cool thing. The wedding was scheduled to happen. The venue they were at was out in York County. Scheduled to happen at 2:00. At 1:45-ish, the drizzle kind of stopped. It was kind of winding down, and then the sky went clear. This broke a little bit. I wouldn't call it clear. It was still cloudy and overcast, but the sky began to open up. We were able to get the ceremony on outside. It was an outside ceremony, and then kind of did the ceremony, the pictures, got into the barn for the reception, and by 3:30-ish, it was pouring again. So very, very cool about that. So that was a fun time this past weekend. So anyway, with that said, let's jump into our live. Got other fun things. Again, as you jump on, what is your favorite thing about fall? Summer is officially done this week. Officially kind of felt done, a few weeks ago as everyone kind of heads back to school, but summer's officially. And what is your favorite thing about fall? Whether it's leaves, whether it's pumpkin spice, or whatever it is that you might think about. Let's jump in. Why don't we start out before we jump into, there's a lot to talk about what's going on. Let's talk and have some fun with dad jokes. Here, I want to start with this one right here. What do you guys think of this? Get it? Biscuits, cheese biscuits. I saw that. I thought, oh my goodness, I have to share that with you. You've come to depend for good dad joke humor on these lives, and I thought, you know what, that is good dad joke humor right there. Here's another one for you. Ready for this? A question. Think about this. How do you make a waterbed more bouncy? You guys like water beds? Now, I don't know if even they're a thing anymore. I remember in the 80s, my friend, I went over to his house to spend the night, and he had a water bed. It was a big king-size water bed. I was like, this thing's amazing. I was probably 10, and we'd jump on it, and it would kind of, it felt like you were out in the ocean. But anyway, water beds. How do you make them more bouncy? You know how? You simply add spring water. That's right. Spring water will make a waterbed more bouncy. One of my kids asked me the other day, Dad, why are you doing the dishes sitting down? Did you hurt your knee? Something happened? I said, you know what? You know why I'm doing the dishes sitting down? Because I can't stand doing it. You guys like doing dishes? I hate doing dishes. Praise God for dishwashers. We happen to have a dishwasher. It did break this past year. We went for a long season where we got it repaired and all that. Man, I was like, dishes is not my favorite. Here's the next one, and then we will jump in. We will jump into all that's happening, all that has happened. What kind of bee can't make up its mind? You think of yellow jackets, think of all the bees out there. What kind of bee? Honeybee, a wasp? What kind of bee can't make up its mind? You know what kind of bee can't make up its mind? A maybe. There we go. I know. Okay, with that said, here we go. There's a lot happening. A lot has taken place. Let's start with this. This is fun. Mom's Pretzel, Kitchen Kettle Village. We stopped in here last. My daughter actually works at Kitchen Kettle Village, and after the wedding, we took off work. I took off work on Monday, and my wife was off. My daughter, actually, my youngest daughter, stayed home from school. So we kind of just took a laid back day, went over to Kitchen Kettle Village, and we stopped in at Mom's Pretzels. Mom's Pretzels, all through the month of September, all of their proceeds go to the factory. So this right here in the picture is called a factory freeze. Now, here's the really cool thing about this. Here's the really cool thing about this factory freeze. They named it the Factory Freeze, and they kind of wanted to make it Mom's Pretzels is a cool organization there at Kitchen Kettle Village. Every month they give to a different nonprofit. Super high five to that and all the work that they support. Shriver Pediatric, Lancaster Farmland Trust. I mean, so many cool organizations that they step into and support. But anyway, so they made the Factory Freeze, and what they decided to do, I think it's a mango flavor or something like that. And then they put dolphins in the Factory Freeze, since yours truly is a Miami Dolphins fan. So I don't know, maybe that's going to make you not want to go order it. I didn't want to order it just because I heard it's incredibly sugary. I'm not, those real high, crazy sugary drinks aren't always my thing. But anyway, there it is, the Factory Freeze. Those little yellow, you'll see it there, and that's the upper picture. They are gummy dolphins. Anyway, here's also a picture. This is, maybe you know Kate Lab. This is her kids enjoying pretzels from Pretzel Bites, I should say. Delicious there from Kitchen Kettle Village. A couple of things with Kitchen Kettle Village. Also right now, if you'll see, this is actually kind of cool. The nonprofits they support, they have what they call Scarecrow Alley. Now, they're various teams and so this wasn't us designing these. This is a really cool thing. When you go, if you head on over and look at them, you'll see Lancaster County Food Hub there. You're going to see Pet Pantry. You're going to see a ton of organizations. Christ Home is there. You're going to see a ton of organizations. And the organizations themselves didn't create their scarecrows. The different divisions of Kitchen Kettle Village created scarecrows for the organizations. And then you'll see QR codes on them where you can scan that QR code and then contribute to the factory. So what happens is at the end of I think it ends this coming Saturday. On Saturday, the organization had the most money donated there through the Scarecrow gets another $1,000 given to them from Kitchen Kettle Village. So super fun, super exciting. It felt good just to walk through on Monday and see it all. I mean, I love organizations that find creative ways to sponsor and support their community. Also on Saturday, this past Saturday, here's a fun picture. Our teens at the youth center got to head on out and run and man their tailgate games. And so then the people come by and spend $5 and have large bingo and other type, or not bingo, Connect Four and other type games. And again, all proceeds came here to the factory. So big thank you to eBeth, some of our staff. There's Louise, there's Yummy, Kitchen Kettle Yummy. And so those proceeds came and moved this direction. So huge thank you to those of you that maybe came out and played games. And or are sponsoring the Scarecrows or been out to buy a pretzel or get a Factory Freeze. So huge high five all the way around to Kitchen Kettle Village. And thank you to them and their team and the partnership there in this community. Again, appreciate all that they do. While we're thinking of cool ways to give, there's another one coming up. This is Megan. Some of you know Megan. This is Megan's. It would be her now. She got married this summer as well. There's a wedding. This is her sister-in-law is doing the collective market. So this is an opportunity on the 30th so it's another week away, to go shopping. It's a shopping experience in Lancaster featuring kind of different local makers and crafters and creators. It's a pop-up event, but not just a pop-up event. These vendors are all natural skincare products, jewelry, coffee, all kinds of stuff. And 5% of all the sales go to the factory. So how cool is that? So all the vendors, 5% of those sales will come here to the factory. So another fun way to support the factory, to sponsor the community and all that's taking place. Again, that's Saturday, September 30th from 10 o'clock to 2 o'clock. And it is there's the address right there in the screen, 308 West Grant Street in Lancaster. So want to check out that event, maybe looking for something to do, go down, walk around, check that out. So again, huge high five to that. On the tails of that, I'll mention this because you think crafters and vending. We have a craft night coming up. This is for anyone in the community who'd like to come out. Craft night with Jan Skiles. This is a great opportunity to just come out, connect with others, interact. Happening on October 3rd. And again, what you're going to be working at making is a fall wreath. So again, kind of working together and putting together a fall wreath to go home and hang on your door all through the month of October and probably even in November, and enjoy the autumn. Again, what's your favorite time? We've talked about this. No one posted anything yet. What's your favorite time? What's your favorite thing about the fall? What is your favorite thing about the fall? Maybe it's pumpkins. Speaking of pumpkins, here's one. Another event coming up, Factory Family event. This is Paint a Pumpkin. This is happening on Friday, October 13th from 6 to 7. There's a QR code. I don't know if you can scan it there off the screen. You can get on our social media or website, find information there. I heard that this event is close to booked already, and completely maxed out. So I don't know if it's quite there yet, but I heard in the halls yesterday, I walked by one of the advocates and I heard him make a comment. I was like, wow, that's crazy. So again, if you want to be a part of this event has been hugely popular the last 2 years that we've done it. Come on out or register there and come on out there in October. One thing. Lorraine, your favorite thing is crisp air and leaf change. I love that. I love the leaf colors changing. Lorraine, would fall be your favorite time of year, favorite season, or are you more of a spring, summer, winter guy? Again, sorry, I'm looking out there. There is the sign up for Paint a Pumpkin. Also, you'll see there in the comments. So, Lorraine, I think my favorite thing about the fall, I'm trying to think if I had to pick just one. The fall is hands down my favorite. I just love that. I think it's honestly the crisp air. Yes, cool. Fall is. There you go, Lorraine. We have something in common. So, Lorraine, you like my dad jokes, and we both love the fall. That's fantastic. But I love the fall. It's that crisp air. It's I don't know, something about. I think even from a just kind of a life perspective. I don't know. Maybe some of you relate to this. It's like you have this hot summer, and then like this relief. I don't know. That just maybe it says a little bit about my personality. Just kind of that. The cool air, the cool evenings, campfires, all that good stuff. So anyway, thank you for laughing, Lorraine. It makes me feel it makes me feel better. Here we go. So let me cover my list here. So that's Paint a Pumpkin. Other things coming up. We're going to talk more about this in the coming weeks. Thanksgiving meal registration for that is around the corner. So if you're like, man, we would love the support of having food for Thanksgiving meal, turkey, etc. There's registration coming for that. The gingerbread house extravaganza is right around the corner. So information on that. And then that's going to also have a tree lighting event on the back side of that. We have our Christmas wrapping and Christmas gift program coming. So that's right around the corner. Extra Give and the food truck frenzy, I think it's being called this year, kind of that block party theme that we've done in past years. We have food trucks this year. That's right around the corner. So we're kind of coming into that season when there is a lot going on, a lot happening, both, again, serving opportunities to serve in the community and also opportunities to give and support and raise money. Speaking of giving, here's a couple opportunities for you. One is food donations. Through the month of September, we're looking for applesauce, peanut butter, stuffing jelly, Progresso soup, hamburger helper, and oatmeal. Specifically, I just want to say peanut butter and jelly is one of the real needs we have right now. That is a staple we keep in the market, and it is running low and having a hard time getting that thing stocked up there. So that is a real need. So again, you could again, pick this stuff up, drop it off here at the factory between 9 to 4:30 all through the month of September. Or another fun thing to do is get others involved. Share this in your social media. Share this particular post. You'll find it there. Share it with maybe your group at work. You could share it with neighbors or classmates, or maybe you're in college and take it to, I don't know, just again, cool opportunities to share and get involved. Another opportunity to give right now is Level Up and Launch. We've been talking about this. Now we need to take that picture. There's old. That picture actually should be white almost to the top. So if you remember, we got a $19,000 grant. Way to go from United Way. Super excited about that. Thank you, United Way. And the opportunity was if we could match that grant, so get another $19,000 donated, then they would give us another $19,000. So got word yesterday that we were down to about 8,000. Got word yesterday that from someone that puts us at another 5,000. Found out yesterday coming. So that means $3,000 more to be matched. So you have an opportunity to give. You can head to our giving page. You'll see that giving campaign there. Again, you give to that between now and October 31st. Your dollar turns to $2. Or your $100 turns to $200. So super excited about that. And a big thank you to those of you that have been giving. Very, very cool. So that 19,000 turned to another 19,000, which all total 19,000 times 3 is 57,000, I think. I don't have my calculator in front of me. So math was not my strong suit unless I have a calculator, but I think it's 57,000. Anyway, okay, let me double check my sheet. I think there's a lot on this sheet today. I think I captured it all. Oh, no, I did not. Bingo and community care team. The time we've been talking about this. The times are changing. It's moving from 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock. It had been meeting at 2 o'clock, starting at 2 to 4. We're moving it a little closer to the noon hour. So it's 1 o'clock to 3 o'clock. Next Thursday is bingo, happening at 1 o'clock. So you want to come on out and check out bingo. Okay, we're always like to end. Let's always like to wrap up our lives telling a story, just a story of impact. So I got a story of impact. I got some, I always like to just share a devotional thought, if you will, or kind of a life lesson. I got one to share today that I've been thinking about over the last year and a half, actually. It's a fun little phrase I've been thinking about and really been challenging me. And then we will wrap up and land the plane with a smile or two with a dad joke, maybe a laugh. So here's the story of impact. We have this thing called the front porch. Actually, it's not we, it's Grace Point Church comes here and runs the front porch in our location. And again, one of the resources, we talk about connecting people to resources. One of the resources is we look at 6 areas. One of them is spiritual. It's an important resource as we think of a holistic life and living well and resourced. So front porch, because we all do is kind of come and talk. So here is the way. I was going to read this story to you. This was recorded by our participant, kind of shared this, and one of our advocates wrote it down and kind of captured the way it played out. So here's what the participant said. The participant said, ever since I've started reading my Bible, I've had the story of Peter walking in water smacked across my face, kind of how they described it. This local community member kind of just sat down and kind of shared that there. And they talked about, as they talk about, they see that, it's always out in front of them, whether it's on a poster, whether it's in a store or hanging on a friend's wall at their home, or, you even see it now. You see kind of this, a lot of songs have sung about that, etc. So she expressed that she senses over the years of seeing this, Jesus is trying to tell her something, but wasn't sure what. So she's sitting there. Another woman in the group spoke up and said, trust. I think you need to learn trust. So the woman says, well, I know that, but who am I supposed to trust? And the other woman says, God. So the way the story is reported is kind of nearly the whole room responded with silence. And then it's like, oh. And then she said, see, I knew God was trying to tell me something, but I couldn't figure out who I was supposed to trust. But that makes sense. I need to trust God. What I love about that story is the beauty and the simplicity of it. just that kind of that newness of leaning into a story that's old and familiar. But what I love about that story too is we're wired to be in community and we learn from communities. So very, very cool how that story unfolded. Let me land with this. I wrote this in my journal. This was I don't know, it was probably within about a year and a half ago. I wrote this in my journal, and it's been coming up all throughout my journal. I've been meditating on this. I wrote, Adam, do you want to be, and I'm going to be good, or simply known as someone who's good? Now you think, well, that's kind of silly. So you can put a lot of different things in there. Do you want to be, a teacher? Do you want to be wise? Do you want to be wealthy? Do you want to be do you want to be kind? Do you want to be funny? Do you want to be, so there's all these things you can put in there. Do you want to be or known as that blank? So what I've written in my notes is be blank, not known as blank. So why this, I thought about this a lot, is I think a lot of energy, I've reflected in my life, how much of my energy I've wanted to. I'm an Enneagram 1, and some of you maybe know the personality test. And the Enneagram, the 1 is they're the reformer. They've these black and white thinking, these high principles. But one of the things you read about the Enneagram 1 a lot is they want to be good. They kind of fear being bad. And so I've worked so much of my life, I was reflecting here recently, to try and be good. But I asked the question, Adam, do you really want to be good, or simply known as being, or simply known as good? And that question, as I more reflected on it, I thought, if I simply only want to be known as that, it doesn't go deep. And I start to manipulate and manage life and circumstances to posture in a way so that you see me as good, but I really may not be deep down in as good. But when I really want, just deep down in, say, I'm going to be good, I find a sense of strength and rest, and it's this sense of joy, and this sense of, even when I'm not good, I don't find anxiety coming. I kind of settle down in. I'm like, Adam, I am good. Be good then as a result of it. So anyway, I don't know if that makes sense to you. It's a deep thought I've been having over the last year and a half, and just think, Adam, what do you want to be? So I'm curious, what is it that you want to be? Not just simply known as that thing, because I think when we're just simply known, we tend to then post things in social media. They're going to give people an impression, and we start to manage the impression that people have of us, versus just leaning into being that thing with the sense of security. So anyway, so I pray that whatever it is that you want to be, you can step into that with security and strength and confidence, and knowing that this is who God wired you to be, and you are going to be that with. And I think what I find is, when people engage secure people, man, there's like this breath of fresh air. We love being around people who are secure in who they are, and who they are even growing into, versus who they're trying to be. Big difference in that. So that's just a thought that's been kind of journeying through my journal over the last year. I journal a lot. But anyway, so hopefully that lands for you and encourages you at some capacity today. Okay, with that said, we covered a lot there. If you want to, maybe you just jumped on. I see some people just popped on here right now. Head back and catch some other stuff. Again, share in your comments. What is your favorite thing about fall? Fall is here. It's upon us. Had a lot of information. I got a full sheet today, both sides of this. Normally it's just like, so we got a lot we covered, a lot going on. Catch us on social media. Hopefully maybe you're on our there with an email, getting that on a regular basis, just hanging out. But before we go, here we got just a few more smiles, if you will, with some good dad jokes. Anyway, let's start with this one. I've shared this before, I think I couldn't remember, and it's been a long while that I shared this one, if I did share it. Hi, Jeannie. Good to see you. Good to see you. Jeannie, what is your favorite thing about autumn or the fall? That's one of the things we're asking and throwing out there today. And as she is sharing that, here we go. So here's one for you. How do you get, for all the guys out there, how do you get a country girl's attention? So maybe you're single guys out there, you're looking to attract a country girl. How do you get her attention? You get her attention? you attract her. You get her, attract her. Get it? Anyway, attract her. I know, guys. You can't get this anywhere else. Jeannie says cooler weather. That's fun. That's what Lorraine said. That's what one of the ones I shared. It's kind of that fresh, that off the heat. Here's another cute one. She, sorry, I'm looking at all the laughter, the faces there. Yes, that's how you get a country girl, attract her. Okay, so I don't know how many of you like. I love cereal. It is hands probably. If someone said to me, aside from desserts like cookies and ice cream, if someone just said, "What is your favorite food aside from a dessert or a sweet?" I would say cereal. I love cereal. And again, it doesn't have to be the sugary cereals. Something about a bowl of cereal is just I don't know. It's like even Rice Krispies, Cheerios. Like it doesn't even need to be the unhealthy stuff. Just a good bowl of cereal. So, which celebrity, on that note, which celebrity is always ready for cereal? Always ready. Now, I'm not a celebrity, so you can't pick me. But which celebrity is always ready for cereal? You know who it is? Reese Witherspoon. Get it? Think about it. Reese with her spoon. Reese Witherspoon. Reese is always ready for cereal. I wonder if anyone's ever told her that. Maybe we should reach out to her in social media and see if she's ever heard that one before. Here's another one. I had a friend the other day that was telling me how his grandparents hit their 65th wedding anniversary. I was like, oh, that is substantial. 65 years. And so this friend was telling me, he said, listen, this was so funny. It says, so I asked him for advice, because this friend of mine's actually was on his second marriage. I was like, how do you give me some advice? Like, what can I learn? And so what's the secret? And he laughed and he said, because he's like, I noticed after all these years, you still you call her darling, there's this seems to be this genuine care. So he says, ask the grandpa. And his grandpa says, you know what? He laughed. He said, I forgot her name 5 years ago. And I'm too afraid to ask her what it is. So I just call her sweetie, darling, honey, and all those other fun things. And I learned that she loves it. So there you go. Can't always judge a book by its cover. Okay, final one, and then we will wrap it up and say goodbye and hope you enjoy your weekend. We'll go out with a bang on this one. Truly a bang. You're going to like this. This is truly a bang of a joke. So talked to someone the other day that said to me, you know what? I didn't last very long at my last job. I said, oh, really? What was your last job? He said, I was a human cannonball. Wow. You didn't last long as a human cannonball. He says, nope. I was fired. There you go. On that note, I do hope you enjoy the it's a gorgeous day. I know there's rain coming this week, first weekend of fall, and it's going to be rainy. Maybe you're going to sit inside and watch some football, or again, enjoy the beautiful weather. I think the leaves are beginning to change colors. So that's exciting. Love and appreciate you. Thanks for all that you do here at the factory for the factory. If there's anything we can do for you, we would love to journey with you in any capacity. Simply call, email, reach out, or stop in, and we'd love to journey with you. Lorraine, I'm on fire today. That's right, Lorraine. That is a fitting ending for the cannonball joke. I mean, as I said, we're going to end with a bang, and I'm on fire. So with that said, love and appreciate you. Hope you have a fantastic weekend. Again, anything we can do, reach out, and I will, I'd say I'll see you next week, but the lives haven't been coming every single week. So we're still trying to figure out the good rhythm for that. So until I see you next time, have a good one.